Unposted Thoughts podcast. This is episode 4. I am Adrian, your host, and I've got my dope co-host to my left here,
Johnny.
And we are back again with episode 4. We wanted to start the episode off by sending our condolences and well wishes to the family of Akira Toriyama, who recently passed on, and he's a creator of Dragon Ball Z and Dr. Slump. We know the anime community is severely hit with the loss of Akira, so we do want to wish, our well wishes and our condolences, especially to the family, because, we know how hard it is to lose somebody. We are currently in the process of grieving ourselves, so it's no joke.
It's no joke, especially because Dragon Ball Z, not only is Toriyama such a big name, but also Dragon Ball Z is such a big thing.
Huge impact.
Across the world.
Yeah, huge impact. I remember we would watch that in the summers when we would go to Mexico, because there was nothing better on TV other than Dragon Ball Z, or I don't know if you remember Disney XD.
Disney XD, yeah, I do remember that, and I thought it was only a Mexico thing, but no.
No, it's that's what my wife was telling me, that they used to watch that here too. So I guess Disney XD was global. But yeah, so we wanted to send our well wishes, our condolences. Also, in other news, I guess pertaining to the United States, they're still trying to ban TikTok.
Oh, really?
It's been about 4 years, and I do think this time that there will be some success. Fortunately, unfortunately, they've given the parent company, which is the Chinese parent company, ByteDance, 165 days to divest its ownership of TikTok, pretty much, to sell its stake in the company, TikTok. And I think this time they're going to see some success. If the company fails to do so, they will be removing TikTok from all app stores, digital platforms here in the U.S.
Yeah, I do remember that not one person voted against it. It's all in favor. And it's just surprising that they've been doing this for 4 years under the suspicion of harboring your information, selling your information. I heard that TikTok has it hidden in the terms of service. No one reads the terms of service.
I mean, the world today is so data driven that a lot of people don't read the terms and conditions of the applications they're signing up for. If you read them, the verbiage is there. A lot of times it says they're harvesting your data. I know pretty much every company is doing this, from your phone, from the apps you download on the App Store, from the vehicle you drive. The moment you plug your phone into your car, your data is being transferred to a computer, which is then transferred to I'm sure servers that X company has, and then God knows what they're doing with that data.
Yeah,
a lot of companies are selling it. I mean, data is valuable. I mean, look at the main the big companies today, like the big tech companies. Look at Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep,
and all of that is data. Look at Google, which it's got its pros and its cons, but definitely people need to be careful with just signing up on all these platforms.
Yeah, I am on the fence about that too, and hearing about not only the ban but the suspicion of them having your information, because they do bring it up for TikTok, but it's every other app, Instagram, Facebook, etc. And it's a dividing thing. Just like we said, no one really reads the terms of services, and that's where we get divided. It's there.
Yeah, that's our fault, for not reading, not doing our due diligence.
Yeah.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I've never really I've never really been attracted to TikTok, because it's just another version of these previous apps like Vine, Snapchat, and Musical.ly. So it didn't really catch my attention.
We're on there for like the pod, but I don't have a personal TikTok account.
Neither do I.
I used to have one, forgot the login, so who knows? They're probably still harvesting my data.
probably, and it's. I feel like it's inevitable because it's everywhere now. So it's there, and it's just something you're gonna have to agree with personally. Like, all right, it's fine if they have this information, or it may you may go one way, you may go the other, but I think it's something you're gonna have to get used to.
For sure. I think we'll see it in the next year or so. So I guess we'll find out if ByteDance, which is this Chinese parent company of TikTok, is going to be divulging their ownership of the company, or if they're going to be, they're going to stick to their guns and
Write it out.
give the middle finger to the U.S. If that's
Yeah.
the case, we'll see how this plays out. In
Yeah.
the news, of course, on the app stores. I'm interested to see how
Yeah,
this is gonna
because
play out.
TikTok is such a big app, and so many people. I've heard that they make their livelihoods out of it too. They make money off of it.
Yeah,
So,
I see a lot of people say TikTok is paying way better than YouTube.
mm, but now it's
So
it's on the verge of getting shut down.
so y'all are probably gonna have to get real jobs.
But keeping it on the topic of restricting access, did you know about the of Business Street?
Yes. So for those of you that are not from Houston, Bissonnette Street is known for its crime, its selling of
These these these
it's
services
these
that are not,
services that are rendered by it's known for being like the center of prostitution for Houston.
let's just say 18 plus services.
Exactly. So HPD is cracking down on these these streets, these areas, these zones where human trafficking is at its highest here in Houston, and people are partaking in, of course, the selling of themselves, their body, or being pimped out or prostituted. So Houston tried to close down several areas that were, quote unquote hot zones, and the result of that led to prostitution being down 22%
That's a
in
big
Houston.
percentage.
Well, in that area, Bissonnette. I'm sure they're finding other areas to do what they do, but
Oh, definitely.
I mean that a win is a win.
Win.
So
I'll take the win.
prostitution is down. So
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of stories from this street. Personally, I've never seen any, and I'm kind of glad I've never seen any.
yeah,
But I've heard businesses have moved to the street adjacent, or even just somewhere else completely.
yeah. A lot of businesses don't want to be on that street or associated with it.
Of
So
course,
definitely, I think what HBD is doing in Bissonnette seems to be working for the moment. However, like I said, the crime and the people doing the crime are going to find other
other
areas
areas.
to do what they do. So I think it's just cracking down on those new areas.
Well, hopefully it doesn't spread too much. I still like how they're cracking down anyways. This spread is not deterring them, and
Yeah, but prostitution being down 22%, I mean, is good for
it's a big
Houston.
hit. It's a big
And,
hit.
and it is a big deal because it's on the airwaves, it's on the news as a celebratory win for HPD. So, I mean, I'm here to, celebrate you guys in doing that. So, good
Good
job,
job.
HPD. Anything else you want to add to that?
Well, the way they're closing them down is they have these temporary yellow swing gates, and I guess it just restricts car access. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, a lot of mature audience know, if you restrict car access on is that the rest just follows through.
Exactly. So, I wanted to move on. I don't know if you're aware of what's going on with the fighter Ryan Garcia.
Ryan
So,
Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, he has a fight coming up on
Mm.
in April. However, he recently did an interview with Andrew Tate, and
Oh,
during
Andrew
this
Tate.
interview, your homeboy.
Mm.
During this interview, they Ryan Garcia allegedly said that he was abducted by a group of elite people. This group of elite people is called the Bohemian Grove. Now, this is a club that is, I guess, prominent with elite people, group leaders,
Mm-hmm.
world leaders. And so in the interview, he alleged that he was abducted and was forced to watch horrific things. So I guess he witnessed things that he didn't want to. So I think it's worth talking about
Definitely, I say.
because he said this, I guess, on Twitter or Spaces or X, wherever he divulged this information. A lot of people are saying that he needs to be, mentally evaluated before this fight. My thing with that, and I'll let you give your take on it. I'm sure you have, something valuable to add to that. But my take on that is the moment somebody says something that's not on par with the norm, that doesn't necessarily mean you're mentally unstable. We've seen it time and time again happen, especially with celebrities, Amy Winehouse, Kanye West, multiple A-list people that
Yeah,
they come out and they do something or say something that's out of the norm, and they're just labeled insane,
they get
mental.
segregated.
Exactly. So I'm eager to see how this plays out, especially because the fight is coming up in April. Are you what do you think about that?
Well, the things that are just popping into my head is how they got him in that position that he is. I'm pretty sure there's something behind the scenes. A lot of
There,
fights
there's
are staged.
it's always smoke and mirrors, especially with the entertainment industry. So I mean, when there's big money behind you, that means there's power
Yeah,
behind you. So
yeah.
you know when you go against that power, who knows what'll happen. So who knows if Ryan Garcia went against something that they wanted him to do, wanted him to say, that resulted in them, picking him up. Who knows if this happened? I'm just saying alleged because, of course, I wasn't there, Johnny wasn't there, and we have to say
Gladly.
allegedly. But when stuff like this hits the news, it definitely has, people like myself thinking. Um,
Strikes a little bit of fear in me as well.
exactly. So these people who are these elite people, one, who are they? I did a little Google search myself. You could definitely go and look up Bohemian Grove members. A lot of them are very prominent people, politicians, celebrities. I just saw a few names on that list. I won't say them, but you guys should definitely do some research. Look into that because it is worth looking into. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, going back to the fighter is just not to go into it a lot because it's definitely not just any topic we can dive fully into. It's just the horrors that they might have put him through
Yeah, I mean,
to be mentally evaluated after that. Like,
well, that's what that's what society would say normally. If I go out and I, say something horrific happens to me and I go out and I speak on it, I'm sure my livelihood would be at stake. I'm sure I
oh
would be mentally evaluated before I could do anything else that I normally do in my day to day life.
yeah, especially when in these days your social media presence,
Is
especially when
everything.
you're big, is
It's
dictates
everything. Yeah.
everything now.
He did post a video that looked a little weird. It kind of looked like he was reading a script. So again, I just think it's worth looking into. I'm not really big on the fighter world, the MMA world, the UFC world. Used to be at one point. I'm not really aware of what's going on, who the new fighters are. I know he's one of the new fighters, but definitely you guys should definitely look it up. Like I said, you can do a quick Google search and see who are these prominent members of Bohemian Grove, and it just kind of leaves you thinking, how could these people be involved in something like this, and is this even true? So, yeah, it's just crazy, dude.
It's very crazy. It's because we've all heard the concept of a puppeteer. Of course, you can associate this puppeteer label on this group, and it's just so baffling how deep and how wide their reach is, their effect.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
And then when you look into it, it's just a never-ending rabbit hole. So it's like,
Just kind of just don't dive into it at all, or
don't dive into it unless you really want to get invested because it's a lot of information. And again, like I said earlier, who knows what's true, what's real, and what's not.
Exactly, and it's just another thing with that is what narrative are they trying to paint by controlling these major names like the fighter? Like, what are they? Why are they doing it? Or what are they trying to accomplish? Or are they just trying to show that they have
This power.
this power?
I mean, I feel like that's what all these elite people and elite groups do. They definitely want to show and flex their muscle, here and there.
Here
And
and there.
especially when you're on the opposite, side of what narrative they want to paint and what stroke they want to paint you with. Again, like I said, when big money's behind you, that is why we are pretty careful about the things that we do, the jobs we take, the gigs we take, and we just don't want to back ourselves into a corner where we're either forced to say something, forced to do things, and I just think it's a much bigger conversation that needs to be had when you are given and when you are backed by this big money. Make sure that it's good money and it's got your best interest at heart. If they truly believe in you and they're willing to back you and put this money behind you, then they should allow you to be you and set down your best foot and be you authentic 1,000%. They shouldn't tell you which way to go, which way to move, and what to say. So I think we're
Yeah.
having a case of that, honestly.
Oh, big time. They I think we view them as like fighters. They're very big people, but I think being on the other side, they view them as smaller, like a chess
Oh,
piece.
of course, they're just a number because you're a number. You've got to meet a quota. You've got to bring in this amount of revenue, and
Correct.
so it's a much broader conversation. So I just think people are gonna start waking up, paying attention. I definitely have been, at least for the past 3 to 4 years. And now when these things come out, it doesn't surprise me because I've said this for years. When there's big money behind you, you you better be prepared
Mm-hmm.
for to be treated as the little fish, because that money is backing you for a reason. So again, when you take a deal, when you are backed by somebody, make sure that organization or person or whoever's funding that truly believes in you and truly respects you. uh,
Yeah.
I don't
Before,
know what your take on it is, but it's just, I think it's a much broader conversation that needs to be had.
of course. Yeah. With all this, it's just baffling because sooner or later, the mass people are gonna get aware with this and start, not only being aware, but I guess doing something about it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you know, we outnumber them. They're just trying to keep that power in under their hands.
And remember again, the people in power, without these little strings that they can pull, without the people to control,
They have nothing.
that power is essentially powerless. So
Yeah, especially when social media is not only something they can thrive on, but something we can thrive on as well. So we have the numbers, and the social media has like the field has been used for good as well, and not just bad. We don't just get bad news from the social media. It's also used for good.
yeah, I mean, it's a give and take kind of thing. I mean, we see it perfectly with TikTok. Yeah, there's some good information on there, but again, how much of that information is good, how much of that information is true, and is that information worth the unknown that's being done with our personal information and our personal data. So I just think, again, we've got to be careful with what
What
we
we
sign
read,
up
what we do.
for, what we walk into. um, it's definitely a wake up moment for some people. I know we've kind of always talked about these like hidden agendas and these narratives and these things that are happening that may not really be happening, that we see on the news, and we're just like, we
It's
we know that that's either BS or propaganda. And
well, hopefully it's something along those lines because it's
so I guess we'll see how it plays out. I know they have a fight scheduled for April. I mean, we're in March, so we're a little less than a month away. And I guess we will see how this situation plays out in the media.
And even how it ends, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, he's a young guy, so hopefully he can. I mean, beat those like manic, uh, manic accusations, and um, again, I mean, it's
Continue what he's doing.
yeah,
Continue what
definitely. I
he's
mean,
doing.
keep going, and again, like Johnny said, social media is good and bad. So if you want to use it to your advantage, go for it.
Yeah. Well,
Closing that, I think today's Friday,
Friday, the good day, the best day of the week.
the best day of the week. I know I'm ready for this weekend. I am pretty much on dad duty all weekend, which is why we're recording on Friday.
We're gonna,
We
do it
usually
early. Do it early this time.
we usually record Saturdays or Sundays, and I told Johnny, I said, hey, I have to be on daddy duty, so come through for me Friday, and let's knock out this episode.
It was very interesting too.
How was your week?
My week, it was a bit, just straightforward, Monday through Friday. It's a good week.
I do want to point this out. I'm doing an Adidas boycott, and this guy is rocking full-fledged bright yellow Adidas.
Call them the taxis. These are my taxi cab shoes.
So thanks for standing with me.
Yeah. Well, this is like, I guess, the highlight of the week. It's a bright color.
Your Adidas.
Yeah. I admit it's an outlandish shoe to any other person. I don't know.
I like it. I like stuff like that.
I feel like you gotta rock it first before you.
I mean, you know, I've worn crazy shoes, and like I like bulky stuff like this, colorful things.
Yeah, this is the first bulky shoe I get. A lot of my shoes are like thinner or just one layer of fabric, but this is what.
For those of you that paid attention to our last episode, Yeezy inspired, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, comment below. See.
I want to know what's your
what do I think?
On that, yeah.
Well, I do kind of see a bit of resemblance, but the color and the way they do the shape is very like, it throws me off to be able to compare it to a Yeezy inspired shoe. But I do see how like the overarching going from the tongue to the tip of the shoe is just one arch. Usually shoes kind of dip a bit.
Yeah.
Going from the shoelaces to the tip of the shoe, they kind of dip.
Different prints, different fabrics, or sewing.
And when this is like a solid, it's not just fabric. I think it's what it is like.
Very, very Yeezy inspired. I just wanted to point that out because for those of you that listened last episode, we were talking about an Adidas boycott and supporting our boy Ye, and here this guy walked in today wearing Adidas. So
just want to re-spark the.
We're definitely not on the same page, but I like your shoes.
Hey, as long as I can stand out in one way or another. How did your week go?
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, aside from having to change things around, I had a good week, man.
I'm glad you did because
I'm ready for Monday.
Definitely, not before we end up starting the weekend. Everybody needs their weekend, and if you work during the weekend, props to you. Do what you do. Hustle it up.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we're off on weekends, so for those of y'all that work,
I'm gonna use it.
Oh, do you work tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna use it to rest, to recharge. We all need a day or two off.
I know your sister's going to the beach. Are you gonna join her?
I never heard about it, but maybe. The weather's a bit.
The weather. I mean, it's kind of fresh, kind of hot, kind of humid.
Yeah, it's tiptoeing in different.
I mean, that's Texas weather for you. So.
Yeah, we're close to the coast, so we're definitely gonna get all that from the coast.
What are you excited about as far as
next week, probably?
Yeah, next week.
They're not really anything big, but we did receive a truck that finally got fixed at work. And it's just having that extra truck, having something to fall back on at work. You're not always on eggshells, not trying to.
So you're not short a truck.
Exactly.
Good, good.
That's what I'm excited about. And also,
I got free food today.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
Free barbecue at my job. Well, not at my job, but it was at a bank was having an event. I won't say the bank name because we don't get paid from them. So.
Yeah. Well, something free is like super duper small, but
yeah, it was really good. I was happy about it. So I know
You're-
we had a busy day at work today, so we had like 20 minutes to eat, which
how much did you get? Like,
I just got a plate for me and my coworker.
you gotta save for the bestie. Well, something free that I got was last weekend. And it was really really weird. So McDonald's, I guess, ran this short promotion.
You told me.
I told you.
Yeah.
Okay, I
The-
was
the Concha?
wondering. Yeah. So what they did is super small promotion, just free coffee and a concha. It's a Hispanic pastry, and it's really really good. You know, you go to any bakery nearby, and you see a variety of pastries, but a lot of people go for those. They're
The
conchas.
Concha, yep.
And basically, what the reason why they ran this short promotion is to promote the app. Everything has an app now.
I can't believe you're not on the app.
The McDonald's app?
Yeah.
I am.
Since when?
Since the day I got last weekend, and I already
So
have.
I've been on the app for like 2 years. That app, out of all the food apps, trust me, is the best.
Well,
It comes in clutch the most. Like, you know, with Chick-fil-A, you rack up the points, right? But
Yeah.
like, with McDonald's, you rack up the points so fast.
oh yeah, by the time I checked the app to redeem my points, I already had 3,000, and by right now I think I have 4,000.
Yeah, you got free food galore, which is crazy.
Yeah, and you know I'm not a variety guy. In one menu, I kind of stick to a few items. And
I'm not really big on McDonald's.
I am every morning, you know, coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm ready to go to work.
I don't know. Most people hate on Starbucks, but I'm more of like a Starbucks guy or
What?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, Dunkin' Donuts, I kind of understand.
That'll give you that like.
But Starbucks,
You're
Like,
not
what-
a Starbucks person.
not really. There is the main points of Starbucks: price and how ridiculous the drinks are.
Dude, you make so much money. You can buy a $7-8 coffee.
Hey, I'm not look $7-8 is not much, but if you compare it to like a $2 to $2.50 coffee from McDonald's,
Yeah.
you pick.
So you're definitely one of those people that looks at like the price.
Not just that, but with coffee, you don't really have to do much. Just coffee, cream and sugar, or even if you just want a black coffee, you know, I respect that. But with all this sugar and all these different
You can't say black on here.
ingredients.
But I didn't know you were like a price stickler. I mean, you're like
Well, just
I
like
see you like splurge on all these things, like your
Yeah.
games, your systems, your.
of course, but when it comes to food, something you buy multiple times a day, it doesn't hurt to
Keep
just
it cheap.
find the dippest. I mean, not the dippest, but the lowest prices in
dippest.
your area. The dippest. But the lowest prices in your area. I know a lot of people don't get Chick-fil-A every single day. They might go.
I'm one of those that can do Chick-fil-A every day.
Well, not just.
I just go for the Cobb salad
Yeah, that's a good. I like
the spicy chicken sandwich.
that one. Never fails. It's
Yeah.
just if you want just something on the low, you already know where to go.
Oh shit!
McDonald's, and there's no promotion.
Yeah.
It's not a. Not
I
a
think
collab.
they turned him out at that event. They told him- they said promote the app for us. Dude, don't tell me you're getting McDonald's money on the side.
Nah. Just points on my app. That's why I got 4,000.
No, for sure. That's one of the good apps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for next week. I
Of
think
course.
it'll be a good week. I'm excited for this weekend. Because we recorded today, I kind of get to spend all weekend with
You got a whole 2 days. What are you gonna do?
spend it with my baby.
Oh, that's the good way, bro.
Well, my babies.
Me?
So I meant like my baby, like my 4-month-old, but I'll spend it with my babies.
Me, I'm asleep.
And also, it was Lola's birthday yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
You keep track of that?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, my wife does, so we're gonna celebrate her birthday tomorrow.
you can take it to the dog park.
We're gonna take her to pick up some treats, and maybe not the dog park, but we'll do something for her.
Something special.
Last year, what I did was I got off work. I think I went to PetSmart or Petco. I can't remember. It was one of the pet stores, and I went and I picked up biscuits. Her those like wild Alaskan wet dog foods, like the food toppers,
Yeah,
and I came home and surprised her.
I'm pretty sure she was jumping off the walls. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
She's a very energetic
she's scandalous,
pup.
but I'm excited to celebrate her birthday tomorrow. You know, you gotta show love to your little fur
Well,
babies.
yeah, because they become family members so quick, and we have a dog as well. And then
Yeah.
we might not celebrate his birthday, but every day is a
I
good day
love
with
him.
him. Every day is a good day with
I
him.
love him. He's so loving. Like, remember he used to play soccer with us, like
Yeah, I'm pretty
outside.
sure if we go out there, he still does. He
Yeah.
chases the ball. He kind of keeps it
Like I've
from
literally never seen a dog play soccer other than Buddy in the movie,
me.
but he plays soccer, like actually.
Yeah, he kind of like. I think he like waved on
We
me.
would post this on TikTok, but apparently we only have 165 days to post it, and
That's gonna just fly out the window. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure that just sums up our week.
that sums it up for me. So we'll be back next week, Friday evening. Probably won't go up till Monday morning, just so whoever listens has something to listen to on the way to work.
Of course.
We usually do our drop Sunday at midnight. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us once more.
well, real quick, go ahead, close it. I was gonna say
Well,
something, but I can't say it.
well, anywho, thank you for joining us once more. This is episode 4. It's been a blast. Thank you for joining us. This is the Unposted Thoughts podcast.
God bless you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy your weekend.